Yeah, fingernails in a Mondale, diamonds in a Montclair. Yeah. Walk around Atlanta in a purple Montclair. Money long blonde hair, I don't care. Ain't that your little girlfriend standing over there? She walked over to my chair. Then she started to dirty dance, her hands down my pants. Dick it down like my name Dirty Dan, just call me Dirty Dan. She gon' twerk for these bands, she gon' hit a handstand. Hollow tips ricochet, hit him then they hit his man. Drip too hard, my Saint Laurent. Barack Obama state of mind, nigga, yes we can. Especially when all these haters said no I can't. MVP, rookie of the year, the goddamn champ, yeah.
Finally, man, I'm finally here with a tutorial, man. A lot of people have been asking me to make a tutorial, so here we go. I finally got y'all. It's kind of late in the year for a tutorial, to be honest, but I got y'all with one. A lot of people were asking me, what's your SIGs? Teach me how to do these moves, you know, this, that, and the third. I finally got y'all, man. We finally here with it, though. So make sure y'all leave a like, comment, subscribe if you're new, and let's get into it, man. If y'all want to learn how to do these moves the way I do it, make sure y'all use my SIGs, and I'm gonna show y'all my SIGs right now. So make sure y'all slap these signature styles on, and let's get into it. You see the crossovers, the size up. All you really need is the size up, the crossover, and then the spin. You know, take the AI size up, you know, the Pro 2 cross and the spin. That's all you need. But let's get into it. Also, I recommend that y'all boys, you know, practice y'all moves in the pro-am facility. It's a lot better to do. Court is a little bit bigger, you know, the spacing is better. Also, the move delay and the move timing is kind of different. You know, some of the moves you can't do in the my court. So the first thing I'm going to teach you how to do, though, I'm going to teach you how to do these peekaboo animations that you see my player doing right now. So basically, to do a peekaboo animation, literally flick your stick anywhere. Get your player to do any move that allows you to speed boost. Literally, the speed boost, you just have to run to the direction that you flick, you know, that the ball goes to after you do a move. So if you do it between the legs and the ball starts on your left hand, you know, flick your stick anywhere towards the right, your player would do a move, and then just run to the right. Just hold RT or R2 and hold your left stick to the top right and just run. After you do that, let go of everything, literally everything. Let your controller go, literally let it go. And then your player should do this little hesitation animation right there. And literally after you do that, you can flick your right stick diagonally down to the left. And then your player is gonna get that little curry behind the back animation while holding R2. So you're gonna speed boost one way, then flick your stick diagonally to the left, and that should give you the little animation. And you know, that's a nice little move to, you know, just confuse your defender really quick. And you know, sometimes, you know, you'll get a nice open shot because your opponent would just fly to the side. You could also flick RT down to do this little step back that you see right there, and that opens up a lot of jump shots right there. Or you can fake your opponent out and have him thinking you're going for a jump shot and then just run straight, and that's an easy two as well. So you know, you pretty much just got to read your defender when you do these moves, see what they read and react to, and you know, it's an easy kill, like most of the time. But yeah, that's the little peekaboo animations that I'm gonna show y'all. I mean, that I just showed y'all. That's what these stage demons be doing. But let's get into the next move. By the way, if y'all need any help with anything, y'all let me know in the comment section below. Also, y'all can message me on Twitter or on Xbox. So hit me up and I got y'all with the help. Alright, so the next thing I'm gonna be teaching y'all how to do is I'm gonna show you how to dribble sideways and backwards. So I know that might sound crazy to y'all, but just look. Dribbling sideways, you're dribbling backwards. Like, I'm gonna show you how to do all of this. Everything that you see in there, we're dribbling backwards, crossover, you know, sideways, dribbling. Like, I'm gonna show you how to do all of that. So to do this, what you're gonna start on the left wing. I'm gonna show you how to do this standing still. Then later on, I'm gonna show you how to do this like off a moonwalk, and you know, it's just more complex. But right now, what you're gonna do is you're gonna start on the left, and you're gonna rotate your right stick across the right side from 6 to 12, and that should have your player doing a half spin. Now after you do the half spin, you're gonna do it between the legs, which is you're gonna flick your right stick to the bottom left of your controller. You're gonna flick your right stick to the bottom left. That's like 7 o'clock on the clock. And while you're doing this, you're gonna hold your left stick to the top right. You're not holding R2, by the way, or RT. You're not holding your right trigger at all. So literally, rotate your right stick across the right side, then do it between the legs, then do a crossover, and then a behind the back. I know this sounds really complicated, but trust me, it's not. So literally rotate your right stick across the right side of your controller from 6 to 12, then do a between the legs, which is 7 o'clock on your controller, then do a crossover, which should be 3 o'clock on the controller, then flick down to do a behind the back, which should be 6 o'clock on the controller. So once you get all that down packed, your player should be doing this little animation right there. Your player should look exactly like this. Now out that behind the back, again, if I'm moving too fast, slow it down, pause the video. I'm gonna have a description on how to do the moves in the description below. So yeah, y'all could peep that if y'all need any extra help. Also, y'all could hit me up again, message me, Twitter, Xbox, comments. Just let me know if you need help with anything, and I got y'all with it. But anyway, after you do that behind the back, out the crossover, after you do the crossover behind the back, you can hold your left stick to the top left, and then you could do it behind the back, or you can do a crossover and your player will dribble backwards. So do a crossover or behind the back. The crossover should be 3 o'clock again. You should flick your stick to the 3 o'clock, or do it behind the back, and which is flicking down. But yeah, that's how you dribble sideways and backwards. Alright, so for this next move I'm finna teach y'all how to do the steezo roll. To do the steezo roll, it's pretty easy, it's pretty simple, but it's a glitchy move and it's really effective. It can get you an open 3, or if you do the left trigger behind the back, it gets you an easy 2. So to do this move, you want to do a momentum crossover. If you don't know how to do a momentum by now, I'd say just go learn off someone else's tutorial. So do a momentum crossover, right? And you want to wait till your player is wide, as you see right there. You see how wide my player is when I did the momentum crossover? Basically what you want to do, you want to hold your left stick to the top right to get your player facing that way. So after your player is facing that way, what you want to do, literally flick your stick. Well, don't flick your stick. Rotate your stick and hold it to your player's back. So that's like 5 o'clock. So literally rotate your left stick to 5 o'clock. Or you can like literally just flick your stick to 5 o'clock and hold it there. I like to rotate my stick just because it's easier for me. It's all personal preference on how you do this. So literally have your stick pointing to 5 o'clock, and your player should do this little roll animation if you get the timing right. Now if your player does this little bad animation that you see here, it might be that you're not rotating your stick either fast enough, you're not getting the angle right, or you're not getting the timing right. So you want to make sure you get those 3 things down packed, and once you get those down, your player should be doing the steezo roll pretty much every time. Now I know Pro Am is a little weird sometimes, so sometimes you might not be able to hit the steezo roll in the Pro Am, but in the park it's a lot easier. Trust me, it's a lot easier to do in the park, excuse me. But yeah, that's the steezo roll. You could also do it off of behind the back, as you see right there. But yeah, that move is OD effective, especially if you hit it off a misdirection, which the little peekaboo animation. If you do an aggressive behind the back out the peekaboo, bro, that's a kill. So a lot of people aren't ready for that. If you do it fast enough, like, move is unguardable. But again, to do it behind the back, to do it aggressive behind the back, it's the same motion as a momentum. Instead of doing the crossover with the momentum, you're going to do it between the legs while holding RT or R2, and that should give you the aggressive behind the back. Again, if you're not getting your angle right, your timing right, you're going to get these animations that you see my player do here. It's pretty much all angled and timing with these moves. You could also do it across the left side. I like to be able to do my moves off of both sides, because if you can't do your moves off of both sides, that means you're pretty easy to guard. So you want to make sure you get both of your moves down packed on both sides. For me, I like to on the left side. I mean, if you're doing the crossover, if you're doing the roll to the left side, I like to just flick my stick to that side, just because it's easier for me. You just do everything how you feel like, just how it feels better for you. You want to make sure you get your stuff down your way. It's all personal preference how you do your moves and everything. So practice a lot, and yeah. But anyway, out the roll, what you can do, right, you can hold left trigger and it should give you this little animation that you see right there. Even if you don't get the roll, you can also, if you get that bad animation right there, you could also still continue it. Look, watch, and just do the behind the back right there. So to do that, whether you get a roll or not, just walk forward and hold left trigger and your player should do that little animation right there. Let go of left trigger for a split second and just flick down on your stick, and it should give you a nice little moving behind the back, and gets you to the paint pretty easily. If you use Hall of Fame ankle breaker, you're pretty much good at ankle breaker a good amount of times. So yeah, that's an easy tool when you do these moves this way. The thing about these glitchy dribble moves, the way that, like, if you dribble this way, you know, you get a lot of good animations, you get a lot of nice ankle breakers and everything. And you know, if you just put all these moves together, it's just like, man, it's just different. Now you could throw the little the left trigger roll into a spin, and then you could start doing the half spin stuff that I taught you earlier. You can pretty much put those two combos together. So what I like to do, man, that's why I'm teaching you these things in this manner. Like, I'm teaching y'all how to do everything, and then you could just put everything together. I'm literally showing y'all my whole arsenal, like, and then all you pretty much do, you just throw every move that I'm teaching y'all, you just throw it together, and then you'll just start getting combos. You know, you start doing double crossovers. You could do a left trigger into a spin, into a half spin. You could do the half spin combos into, you know, the roll. You could just stop short and do a roll. These peekaboos, you know, you could just go crazy with the combos. It's all up to you on how you know, your dribble style. All right, so the next move I'm finna teach y'all how to do is the moonwalk. Now, there's different moves you can do out the moonwalk. The moonwalk is just a walk back animation. Now you can do a walk back into the behind the back, which you see right here. You could do a walk back into a between the legs, which can start you off with the half spin combos. You can do a half spin out the moonwalk. You can do a full spin. You know, you can do you can hold left trigger to get these weird animations. You can do the no R2 spin. You know, there's so many different things you can do out the moonwalk. The moonwalk is just the base of the move. You could just pretty much go so many different directions with the walk back, and it is just a fire move. But yeah, let me show you how to do it. So what you're gonna start off doing, you're gonna flick your right stick to the right if the ball's in your left hand, and that should make you do it between the legs. And literally what you're gonna do, you're gonna hold RT and hold your left stick to the bottom left, so like 7 o'clock. And your player should do this little flip animation that you see right there. Now after you do that, what you're gonna do, you're gonna point your left stick to your player's back. So that's gonna be around 2 to 3 o'clock. If you're looking at a clock, it should be around 2 to 3 o'clock after you do the flip animation. And that should have your player walking back like this. If you have the angle right, if you have the timing right, your player should do this little animation right there. And literally after you do that, you're gonna flick down. You're gonna let go of RT. You're gonna flick down on the right stick, and that should have your player doing this walk back. It should launch your player forward. If you have my SIGs, it should look exactly like this. Now you can get this animation out of other moves as well, like the curry behind the back. You can do it off that. You can do it off a step back. You can do it off of between the legs, you know, crossover. You could do this move out of so many different moves. So pretty much just play around with certain moves, and you know, it's all up to you on how you do the move. See, you can do it off the step back. There's so many different moves you can do it out of. So you know, you could mix it up to mix up your defender. They won't know. Like, you'll do a step back and then just get right into this move. Now also, I recommend that y'all learn how to do this on the opposite side as well. I like to keep myself very versatile. You know, like my opponent will never know like how to guard me, because I can do this move from both sides. So if you know how to do the moves on both sides, you're pretty much unguardable. So literally on the opposite side, just invert the controls. If I tell you to do something to the right side, and just do it to the left, you know, just invert your controls. So yeah, I like to be very well traversed on how to do the moves on both sides. I like to be well informed, so that way you're more unguardable, you're more unpredictable. Your opponents won't know how to guard you. And yeah, now there's another moonwalk that you can do. The only difference from this moonwalk to the first one that I showed y'all, you don't hold R2. Now to get this moonwalk, what you want to do, you want to literally do everything I told you about like how to do the moonwalk, get the flip animation, and after you do the flip animation, you let go of your right trigger or R2, and then you pretty much just spin your left stick to the side that you would normally point the stick to your player's back. So if the ball, I'm gonna do this, what side am I gonna do this on? Alright, so I'm going to teach y'all the opposite way that I taught y'all how to do the walk back. Reason being, I want y'all to learn how to do these moves on both sides, so that way you're more unguardable. So just practice, practice, and practice, so that way you get the walk back out of both sides. That way you're more unguardable. So I'm going to teach you how to do this off the other side. So again, flick your right stick to the left, hold RT, and hold your left stick to the bottom right to get the flip animation. After you get the flip animation, let go of RT, spin your left stick across the left side of your controller to your player's back, and then flick your right stick, rotate your right stick across the left side as well, and your player should get this little spin right there. Alright, so the next move that I'm finna teach y'all, I'm finna show y'all how to do the double spin. Now, I know people would probably freak out when they see someone do 2 spins, because normally when you do 2 spins, you know, your player just fumbles the ball. But nah, there's a way to actually do 2 spins in a row. So I'm gonna show y'all how to do that. Now shout out J-Dub with this one, because he the one that taught me how to do this move. So basically what you want to do, right, you want to do a double between the legs. I'm going to show you how to do it off this first, then you could do this out of so many other moves. But this is how I learned this. So I'm going to show you how I learned this move. So basically what you want to do, you want to come down the court and do 2 between the legs animations, or you could do a half spin and then do 2 between the legs. And basically what you want to do after that, you're going to do a spin back. To do the spin back, you're going to literally rotate your left stick across the left side from 12 to 6. Not from 6 to 12, from 12 to 6. So spin your left stick counterclockwise from 6 to 12. From 12 to 6, excuse me. So when you do the spin as well, when you do the spin back, you want to hold your left stick to like 4 o'clock-ish. You want to hold your like stick to like 4-ish. And then so that way your player can like spin back to like this certain angle that you see how my player is spinned off to the side. You want to make sure you get your player to spin back to like the side right there. And after you spin back to the side, you're going to hold your left stick to the top left. You want to hold it to your player's back. And you're going to hold left trigger and the right trigger. And that should get your player to do this little animation right here. And then you're going to rotate your right stick across the left side of your controller from 6 to 12. And this should give you that double spin right there after you do them 2 between the legs into the spin. Then you get the double spin. So again, do 2 between the legs, do another spin, and then do another spin. It might sound complicated, but it's really not, trust me. But again, yeah, that's the double spin, man. Shout out J-Dub. He the one that helped me get this move down consistently, and I appreciate you, Brody. Alright, so for the final move in this tutorial, this is probably my most complex move I have in my tutorial, to be honest. But this is the Quan roll. I'm finna show you how to do the Quan roll. Now shout out Quan Diesel, LGA Quan. He's a goat dribbler. He's fire as far as the dribbling goes. So, and this is his move. He created this move. So basically, this move is basically kind of like a cancel out of your roll. It's kind of like a roll cancel in a sense. If y'all don't know what roll cancels are, it's basically when you like cancel your it's like the name says, it's a roll cancel. You cancel out your roll with another move. So basically what you want to do with this move, you want to get a momentum roll or a behind the back roll, or even a between the legs roll if you can do it, if you have the Pro 5 crossover. But basically you just want to roll, and in the middle of your roll you want to hold the left trigger for a split second, then let go of the left trigger, then hold your left stick up, and then your player should get this little walk back animation. Alright, so again, you're going to do a momentum into a steezo roll. We went over this earlier. So after that, immediately after you do a roll, you're going to hold nothing but left trigger. Let everything go and then hold nothing but left trigger for a split second, like 0.5 seconds. Like 0.5 of a second, you're going to hold the left trigger. Then after that, you're going to let everything go again, then hold nothing but your left stick forward for another split second. Then your player should do this little walk back animation. Then after that, you could just pretty much do whatever. You can do an instant behind the back. You can do a spin like I did there. To do that little spin, I spun my left stick from 6 to 12 across the left side. That's how I got that spin. But pretty much you can do whatever you want from here. It's all up to you. So like I said, momentum into a steezo roll. Let everything go after you do the roll. Hold nothing but your left trigger. Let the left trigger go, then hold nothing but your left stick forward. Then you should get the walk back animation. To do the spin, you're gonna rotate your left stick. You're gonna rotate your right stick across the left side from 6 to 12. And there you go. That is the Quan roll. But hey, man, finally done with this dribble tutorial. The dribble tutorial has finally come to an end. That's a big weight on my shoulders, man. A lot of people have been asking me to do one, and I finally got one. I finally got my own tutorial, man. So if y'all like what y'all saw, man, like, comment, subscribe, join the gang and everything. If you new to the channel, man, 300 subs, man, we almost there. We like 12 away from when I'm recording this. So hope y'all boys help me get there, man. I appreciate all the love and support lately. And even like if you showing love and support now, even if you're new, it don't matter, man. I appreciate everyone. I love everyone who's a part of the family, man. But it's your boy Ken. Thank y'all for watching. I'm pretty much out this joint, man. Peace.